and you can tell by me wearing these little Bluetooth earphones. I'm here with a typical trailer reaction. There are two trailer reactions because two trailers came out this week, and of course, there's also some other movie news that for a franchise I like, but news that is not making me happy. We'll get to in a little bit, but anyway. As you know, the trailer for Maxxxine came out at the start of the week, and then yesterday the trailer for Joker 2, I can't pronounce the actual movie name, but I'm just going to call it Joker 2, because it's easier to say. Fully at Dukes, I think it's called, but I'm calling it Joker 2. But anyways, guys, we are here with these reactions. Bo, usually I would put the trailer in the video below, but that would take a bit of time for this one, so because there's two trailers, I think I would just do a trailer reaction and just have like one you're just gonna, I'll provide the links to the trailers, but I'm not gonna do like how I usually do it for this one time, so I'm just gonna live stream this one, and plus I want to announce the recent movie news, so I'm gonna include them all in a live stream. So guys, with that being said, we're gonna start off with the Maxxxine trailer, then I'm gonna say my thoughts, and then we're gonna check out the Joker 2 trailer, then I'm gonna say my thoughts, and then we're gonna announce the recent Sonic announcement. So here we go with Maxxxine. A24 logo. Yeah. Nice to see Mia Goth like get more roles. And I'm really loving the setting with the 80s. Yeah, I love the 1980s setting. I'm a sucker for 80s. I wasn't born in the 80s, but I'm a sucker for 80s settings in today's world. Love that quote. I love seeing Halsey here. It's nice. It's actually nice to see Halsey do a horror film. Pretty crazy. Is that Giancarlo for Breaking Bad? Wow. Oh, no, sorry. I think Giancarlo's in this movie, I know. It's someone else, but... Oh, there's Bobby Cannavale. I have a feeling Maxxine's gonna become a killer in this movie. I can bet you this. Or something, or maybe a vigilante or something. Either killer or vigilante, my guess. Yeah, I'm loving this so far. Okay, I think by that little helicopter, like, alright, Hollywood calling. Yes, Giancarlo and Kevin Bacon are in this. There's a lot of people in this one. Yeah, coming soon. Alright, so that was the... Okay, so, guys, that was, as I'm getting the next trailer ready, that was the trailer for Maxxxine. And I'm going to be saying this. I really, before I get into... Alright, before I get into the next trailer, you all going to know my thoughts on the two movies. So, you all remember those two movies, X and Pearl, that came out 2 years ago? And, yeah, ironically, 2 years ago since these movies came out. So, when it comes to this one, I like this one. I did. I like this one. I mean, like, because this came out a month after that shitty Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And I will say that this felt like a way better Texas Chainsaw Massacre requel than that whole movie itself did. Like, it had the setting of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. It was set at atmosphere of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, and like this had some really good performances. Like this was my introduction to Mia Goth, and yeah, Mia Goth did a pretty enjoyable performance in this. However, like there's another performance she did this year I'm going to get to in a bit that was even better than the performance in this movie, and like not too many bad actors in this movie. Jenna Ortega's in this, and she actually made a pretty decent name of herself, like Scott Masudi and Brittany Snow. And yeah, like this had some pretty great kills. Definitely gonna admit that, and with that great kills, like I haven't rewatched it, so I don't remember too much of it. I haven't rewatched this one since I first saw it in theaters. Like I haven't rewatched it a bit, but yeah, I enjoyed X. But however, the one I liked better was Pearl. This one I liked. This was one of those times the prequel outshines the original movie. And I loved everything about this one even more. Like I really loved Mia Goth's even better performance in this one as Pearl. And I really liked how like X is the slasher movie. Like the Pearl is more of the tragic film, the more tragic tale. This farm girl wants to be a star, but she's stuck on this farm with this abusive family. Then she pretty much goes crazy. That starts killing. She pretty much kills everyone around her, ending with her friend who ends up getting the role instead of her. And like, yeah, it was a nice little setup to the events of X. And yeah, it was a nice little 1918 setting in 1918. But yeah, Pearl I absolutely liked better. And now it comes to Maxxxine. This one really, I have a feeling like this one is gonna really put the trilogy on a high note here. Like you got the 80s setting, you got many great actors in here, like Kevin Bacon, Giancarlo from The Mandalorian, Breaking Bad, like so Halsey, like Mia Goth is back from her character in X for this one since Pearl died in X. She's now playing the character she played two characters in X. And the one that killed Pearl is coming back for this one, so obviously like yeah, it's Maxxxine. This one's gonna be about Maxxxine. Clearly recovering from the events of X, and from what I can see here, she's probably gonna become the next Pearl. She's probably gonna become another killer like Pearl did, but well, Maxxine's finding more success like Pearl did not. But Pearl's gonna probably. I have a feeling this one either Pearl's gonna become a vigilante, or tracking down this killer, but probably gets framed for the killer's crimes and is gonna become a suspect. Because just judging by her scene with Bobby in this trailer, since Bobby's playing one of the detectives, like judging by one of their scenes together in this trailer, it seems like Maxine's gonna get arrested at some points, and from a scene where she's being sworn by a helicopter. But yeah, I really like that we're getting to the 1985 setting, and I hope this sends out the trilogy on a pretty decent note. That I will can say. I think I think this might even be coming out like on July 4th. Is it? Like no, I think July 5th or July 4th, one of those days. So ironically, if it is July 4th, it'll be releasing on the 4th of July, Independence Day. Ironic. And ironically, a week after A Quiet Place Day 1. So two horror films in 1 week during the summer. That's pretty crazy. So, for those who wanted to see the trailer, I'll put it in the description below after I finish this live stream so you guys can check it out. I posted it on Facebook, so you guys have probably already checked it out, but I'll post it in the description anyway. Now that brings us to our next trailer, and this is one I'm not excited for. I'll get to that in a little bit, but we're now going to check out the trailer for Joker 2. So let's begin that trailer. Just full screen this. There's Arthur in Arkham Asylum. Because where he got sent to in the first film. Looks more like a... I think that's Harley Quinn. Yeah, Harley Quinn watching him. There's Harley Quinn, and it's nice seeing Lady Gaga. It's become one of my favorite actresses and one of my favorite artists of all time. Yeah, and guys, I don't like they're making this a musical. I don't. I'm not sure this is both. is this just supposed to be some Joker version of Chicago or something? Because this seems like just Chicago the Joker version. Because I have a feeling their scenes in Gotham are going to be hallucinations, and they're going to be in jail most of the film. Like, he's running. There's scenes of him running from himself, versions of himself. Yeah, I really don't know what to think of this, guys. I don't know. Mm, don't know what to think of it. I wouldn't say it looks terrible, but it just looks unnecessary. Yeah, there's a smile. And Folia Dukes. Folia Dukes. Yeah, October. Obviously, it's October. The first one came out in October. What the? No, 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 no. No. Alright. Exit full screen, piece of shit. Anyway, guys. So, that was a trailer for Joker Folia Dukes, as it's called. Like, it's hard to pronounce its name. They could have called it something a little easier. I mean, no, don't call it generic. Don't generically call it Joker 2, but call it something a little easier to pronounce. But now this movie, like guys, when I heard they were going to do a sequel to Joker, honestly, guys, I was not excited for that idea. Because don't get me wrong, guys, with Joker, I love the first movie. Don't get me wrong, that's my favorite movie of 2019, no doubt. However, does it need a sequel? No, I don't think it does. It's not. Joker was not supposed to really be turned to a franchise. Like, I mean, it's not really supposed to be connected to Batman. It's kind of supposed to be this alternate, like, little timeline with like little DC Batman or Gotham elements to it. Like Joker's real name in the comics is not Arthur Fleck, and that's not really Joker's origin. Like, it's just supposed to be kind of its own thing. Just with the elements of DC. Like, you still have Gotham, you still got cameos from the Waynes, and you still have Arkham, you still have some references to Batman in here, but it's not like a Batman story. It's really not. Like, but Joker 1 knew what it was about. This one, I don't know what this is supposed to be about. What? Is it just going to be Joker and Lady Gaga's Harley in prison? Is it just gonna be referencing Chicago where the musical references? Yeah, because the other thing that really turned me off was this movie becoming a musical. Like, that's honestly, being a musical for this seems like a stupid idea. It really does. And I don't hate musicals, guys. There's musical films I've liked. The Greatest Showman I liked, Les Miserables I've liked. As much as I despise Rachel Zegler, I decently liked the West Side Story remake Steven Spielberg did in 2021. Even though I hate Rachel Zegler, it doesn't make me hate the film, regardless of what I think of Rachel Shittler, as I call her nowadays, or Rachel Shitter as I call her nowadays. But, but yeah, like this trailer, I don't know what this is supposed to be about. I mean, I would say the trailer wasn't terrible, but it doesn't really do good explaining the plot. Just Joker meets Harley Quinn. There are scenes of him running from versions of himself, but there's like, give us an outline of what the plot's gonna be about. It's like, all we saw was just him meeting Harley Quinn, really, and just too many flashaways. Like, no, like, what's the story supposed to be? Like, the first one, you had a clear plan of the story. Arthur Fleck is bullied by society, and he pretty much freaking snaps. And he becomes a Joker right there. Like, first one had a story. You knew what the first one was supposed to be about. It had a clear outline. Like, yeah, like this one, like I love Lady Gaga. She's one of my favorite artists in today's world, and has become one of my favorite actresses recently. I love the films like The Star Is Born. I liked House of Gucci. So, but honestly, like, is she really a Harley Quinn material? Do we really need a Harley Quinn in this version of Joker? Like, I mean, like, yeah, like, but, and honestly, if those of you saying, is this connected to the Robert Pattinson Batman? No, it isn't. That Joker is already being planned in that film. This is no connection to that Batman. This is its own thing, and honestly, but yeah, Joker, I ain't fully a Dukes. I'm not excited for this. I mean, the trailer wasn't rant worthy, but it did not grab my excitement. It further did not grab my excitement, and it's once again, Joker did not need a sequel to begin with. It was perfectly fine on its own thing. And guys, for those of you that want to say I have hope for the sequel, like Todd Phillips is still directing it. Yeah, Todd Phillips directed the first film, but you know what other sequels he did do? He did do sequels, and you want to know what they were sequels to? The Hangover. Look at The Hangover 1. Got great reviews. It's considered one of the best comedies of all time. You want to know how the sequels were reacted? Guess how what reactions the sequels got? Horrible reactions. Nobody likes any of them. No one does. Like, both the sequels were considered pieces of shit by the first one fans. Even the writers of the original Hangover didn't even come back because they didn't want to do any sequels to The Hangover to begin with. They just wanted to write one comedy, and that was the original film's writers just wanted one comedy, and they were like, we don't want to write this. We had no intention of this being a franchise. We're out of here. So they got different writers, and they screwed it up. Yeah, the second one rehashes the first film. It's just much nastier, more vulgar, has a much more grosser setting or dirtier setting in Thailand, which is not really a comedy movie setting. Las Vegas is actually a comedy movie setting in the first film. And the jokes are just rehashed, except this time the jokes in Hangover 2 were lazy. And plus Alan drugging them in the first film, that's done again there. Except this time he tries to actually drug the in-law, or try to sedate the in-law with marshmallows, so he won't be part of the whole night. And that just makes him a sociopath, and it made him purely irredeemable. Like Al may have been somewhat stupid in the first one, but actually funny. No, like Al in the sequels, no, fuck Al in the sequels. Irredeemable piece of shit. After both those films. Part 3 makes him worse. Beginning of part 3, yeah, let's have a scene of him killing a giraffe, decapitating its ass on camera, and it hits a family windshield, and a whole bunch of people get in an accident, probably either die or go to the hospital, because that's so fucking funny. Yeah, how fucking hilarious is that? And then what's better, Alan pretty much killed his own dad. Because guess what? He pretty much keeps pissing off his father over the whole thing when his father is mad at him for the whole thing with the giraffe, and because like he decides to not take any responsibility, his dad gets mad, and guess what? He gets a heart attack and he dies. So yeah, Alan murdered his own father. Already more double irredeemable in the beginning scene. As soon as you meet him in part 3. And he's not even taking his meds either. That pretty much sets up the whole plot of the film. And yeah, what's worse about the marshmallows in part 2, apparently the third film even reveals that if they had taken way more because Alan mixed up the bags again, Phil and Stu took them instead of the in-law that he was targeting. All because he didn't want him around. Yeah, but yeah. What it revealed is that if they took more than a few, they would have all died. So that's nice to know. Oh, yeah, like, another thing the sequels have, like, in the third film, like, it's not... Well, the part 2 has some funny scenes at least. Part 3 has, like, zero. Because part 3 was just a dark thriller, just disguising itself as a Hangover movie. With nothing funny whatsoever. And the most funny character of the movies, Leslie Chow. They even ruin him in part 3 because they literally... Yeah, let's totally have this guy be a complete asshole that... Somehow he doesn't really like Phil or Stu, but he has a friendship with Alan, so he somehow betrays Alan as well. And he literally snaps John Goodman's character's dog's necks on his way out. It thankfully doesn't happen on screen, but John Goodman actually reveals it once they find out that the person, like the house they were stealing the gold from, was his. And they originally just knocked out the dogs with drug burgers, but Leslie Chow murders them on his way out. So yeah, so that explains why just because Todd Phillips is doing the sequel doesn't automatically mean it's gonna be a great sequel. I mean, but yeah, sure, Joker Fully Dukes, don't know what it's about, don't think we really need this movie at all. There. Yeah, not excited for this. No interest. Joker was just fine as a one and done story, and that was it. Now for our next news. This one I found out last night, and it's about Sonic 3. No, it's not canceled, and no, sadly, it's not a trailer. If it was a trailer, that would be awesome. And I would probably film my typical trailer reaction for that. But here we go, this was an announcement for the Sonic movies, except the difference is, this is probably a stupid idea, and it's not news I wanted to hear for Sonic. I'm gonna open this up right now. Alright guys, this one is literally for... They just announced that Sonic this producer of Sonic 3 has come... Yesterday I found out from a Facebook friend of mine, was comparing the upcoming third movie and other future planned Sonic movies. Obviously, yeah, of course this ain't gonna be the end. They'll probably do more cash grabs. To, guess what kind of events? Avengers, or aka MCU level events. So, in a way, I guess you can say Sonic the Hedgehog, the films, are going to now become likely a cinematic universe now. Because every fucking thing needs to be a cinematic universe! Ah! Great. First they're planning a John Wick cinematic universe, and now they're planning a Sonic universe? To fucking Sonic? I don't care if there's buckloads of characters. I'm sick and fucking tired of cinematic universe sick and tired of cinematic universe bullshit. I really fucking am. Fucking tired of everything needs to be fucking Marvel nowadays. Can one franchise just stay a simple franchise in today's world? No. Because you want to know why? Because it's fucking lazy, and because they want to make more fucking money. But anyway, on to the article. But Sonic the Hedgehog franchise producer Toby Ashe literally said that because a Knuckles series is coming out this month, I think very soon, that I am kind of excited for. The one spin-off I probably want to watch. Then the movies, they're going to make more movies because they know people will go watch them. They're going to get even bigger in scale. From what he said, Paramount's going to extend the Sonic movies with this Knuckles show, and as soon as the Knuckles show premieres, then they have the third film coming out this December. The Toby Ashe literally decided to shed light that the TV series would tease plans for the world of Sonic and make it even bigger, better. Hence why we're getting more we'll probably get more cash grabs. And that means, yeah, so more movies will be launched grander in scale, more than the first two movies. So yeah, this is so great. Nice news I wanted to hear. That's awesome, right? No, it fucking isn't. I don't, hold that thought. Man, oh my god sakes. This is Hollyweird Today. It's all about the sweet money. Oh, first one's DVD fell down. This is the first kids movie one of the few kids movie modern franchises in today's world I really love. This one I liked, glad they this one I like. Definitely one of the few best films we were still able to have in 2020. First year I started YouTube, and guys, I'm a huge Sonic fan. I'm a massive fan of these Sonic movies, but I don't want a whole cinematic universe of Sonic because not all the characters of Sonic are popular. I don't see people talking about Amy. I don't see people talking about Cream the Rabbit. I don't see people talking about Big the Cat. I just certainly don't see people talking about the Crocodile Vector. I sure don't see people talking much about Charmy the Bee. I sure don't see people talking much about Espio the Chameleon. And I sure shit don't see many people talking about Omega 3 the Robot. Or much about Rouge the Bat either. I see more references to Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Shadow. Like, we have the difference was when you were teasing Shadow, Shadow is a popular character that people have loved since he was introduced and have always still talked about to this day. Yeah, there's a reason to put Shadow in a movie. Because the fans loved him since Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Which Sonic 3 is gonna take inspiration from. That and the video game Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah. But more about this article. Apparently, they're excited about the idea of expanding the characters more and because they want a platform to do character studies. And with Shadow coming into Sonic 3 and other bigger things like the Sonic franchise on movie side, they're now going to be Avengers leveled. Yeah, so great. Like, so what? So what's next? Is this Sonic series going to be Fast and the Furious? Now, like, even John Wick is going to become a cinematic universe. Yes, I'm excited. You guys, I'm still excited for Sonic 3, Joseph. Yes, Joseph, I'm excited for Sonic 3. I'm still excited for Sonic 3, guys. I'm not saying I'm not excited for Sonic 3 anymore. I just don't like this announcement for what they're planning in the future. Because I'm tired of things constantly never ending. Because this is wholly weird we're talking about. Yeah, they're making too many exciting stories. Like, Knuckles getting a TV series. Knuckles is a popular character. So yeah, you could give him a TV series. Expand on his character a little more. Maybe expand on his story a little more. Shadow, yeah, you can include him in this movie because he's popular. The other characters, I don't see them referenced anymore. Really, I don't. Have you seen them? Where have they been since Sonic Heroes? Or the older 2000 Sonic games? Anywhere? No. I haven't seen a majority of the other Sonic Hero characters, except for the original trio and Shadow anywhere else. Like, yeah, at all. Or nor Eggman, or Robotnik as he's called in these movies. So yeah, like what led to Sonic being bought to television with the Knuckles series. Apparently the second movie's fish out of water humor apparently played a big role in the show getting the green lights. Like, apparently they thought they could translate that into a full series as well. Like, but I'm fine with Knuckles getting a series. That's fine with that. Like, you could definitely give Knuckles a series. Like, and being able to do Sonic 3 and Knuckles is a nice little Easter egg for them. Like, Toby Asher thinks, like, yeah, like, we all know, like, for Sonic 3, Jeff Fowler will be back. Like, Ben Schwartz obviously will be back. Colleen O'Shaughnessy will be back. Idris Elba will be back. Like, James Marsden and Tika Sumpter will be back. Like, and of course, like, people were really worried about this announcement because since Jim Carrey was contemplating retirement in Sonic 2, when Sonic 2 released 2 years ago, but it was announced as a surprise that Jim Carrey was actually going to be coming back for this third film. And that was actually a relief to hear. Because, like, that also had me a bit worried for the third one. If Jim Carrey had retired and chose not to come back, then I'd be probably a little scared for the third film. But then he announced he was coming back, and so I had some hope renewed. But the thing is, what makes this announcement stupid and lazy is because, yeah, Jim Carrey's coming back for the third film, but what if he decides to retire after doing this movie? What if he actually decides to go through with the retirement? Not that long. So, what else are they going to do? Like, what are they going to do when Carrey decides to retire? Like, they're going to have to think of some other big bad. And then, like, but another thing about the cast for Sonic 3, though, before I get back into the whole stupid announcement, like, some other actors are going to be coming back. Like, you got Kristen Ritter for Jessica Jones coming back. Like, you got Sophia Pernin from Jane the Virgin, Crystal Fernandez from Ted Lasso, and of course you've got, and Horma Tacone from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is even going to play in this movie as well. So yeah, so some interesting additions are going to be in this third film, but this announcement, no, I don't like. Guys, I'm tired of the Marvel bullshit. I don't need that happening to Sonic now. I certainly don't want Sonic, like, just, I swear to God, every franchise I touch now has to turn to a cinematic universe nowadays. Every franchise I like in today's world has to now be turned to cinematic universes. Like, Sonic 3, so yeah. I really hope that Sonic 3 provides somewhat of a decent ending so that I can actually have a way to retire from the Sonic franchise on, so that's because I don't need to keep watching this series my whole life. Things need to fucking end. But Hollywood can't let one fucking thing end in today's world, so like, and yeah, what if Jeff Fowler decides not to come back if they make a Sonic 4? That also wouldn't be that great of an outlook. Like, what would they do for this next stuff? Suppose, like, what else would the next films even be about after Sonic 3? What? Yeah, like, so what? Like, what about the Green Hill Zone? So what? Like, it's not supposed to be over much like the games. Not with this one. Like, I don't know what to, like, think, but yeah, like, or what's next? Are they going to make an overly depressing... What's their version of the finale going to be like? Are they going to make an overly depressing-ass sequel for Sonic, like Clerks 3? Just have... Or, like... Just imagine them doing that. Imagine that. Imagine if they decide to make another one, and make it as depressing as hell as Clerks 3. And just have Sonic randomly die. Yeah, that seems like a great idea. I wouldn't be surprised if they probably decide to do that. Because that's everyone nowadays. Like, wouldn't be surprised. Because everyone dies in Hollywood. Like, it started off with Dr. Cornelius and his two pals in the Planet of the Apes movies. Guess how that ends? Escape from Planet of the Apes, the most popular Planet of the Apes sequel. All of them die. Milo dies in the beginning, and Dr. Cornelius defeats the bad guy, gets shot in the fucking head, and then his wife fucking dies. And then the next two Planet of the Apes were left with all the shitty characters. Then Michael Corleone and his daughter, they both die at the end of Godfather 3. Ellen, Newt, Bishop, and Hicks, they died in Alien 3. Kirk died in Star Trek Generations. Logan dies. Caesar and his family will die in War for the Apes. Dante even fucking died in Clerks 3, along with Rosario Dawson and his daughter. Yeah, that one pissed me off the most. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Leia, they all die in the sequel trashology. Even in MCU, like around Infinity War by the time this happened, like Gamora, Loki, Heimdall, Vision, they all die in that movie. Then Tony and Natasha both died in Avengers Endgame. Like, and speaking of Endgame, they better not make Sonic 3 2.5 hours long. Or 3 hours long, because I'm also getting fucking sick of his sequels. That needed to think they're Lord of the Rings. Certainly don't need that with Sonic as well. Or what else can I think of? Other character kill-offs I forgot to mention. Oh, the Transformers animated movie. Optimus Prime and all the Autobots died. And that one. Yeah, Optimus Prime even dies in the beginning of the movie. So that was pointless. So make a Transformers movie and you kill them all off. Anyway. Yeah, let's kill them all off. To start off the movie. And leave us with the ones you don't care about. What else can I think of? Hector Barbosa, back to this announcement. Hector Barbosa, Pirates of the Caribbean 5, dies again. A second time. That's something also, that's also a stupid idea. Killing off characters, bring them back for characters who died and killing them off again. Then, like, in that MCU stuff, like, after Endgame, the multiverse crap, like, Wanda, Multiverse of Madness dies, Jane Foster, Love and Thunder dies, Chadwick Boseman died in real life, but then T'Challa and his mom both die in the Black Panther sequel. So, like, Maria Hill dies in the shitty Secret Invasion show. And apparently they make Nick Fury an asshole who doesn't give a fuck that she's dead. Yeah, King Batman dies in The Flash. and multiple times in The Flash. Aunt May dies in Spider-Man No Way Home. Harry Osborn dies in Spider-Man 3. Gwen Stacy dies at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Aunt May also dies in the Spider-Man PS4 game from the Devil's Virus. And apparently they kill off the Ninja Turtles in the last Ronin comic, especially Mikey. The very end of that comic. That's supposed to be the best reviewed comic in a long time. Yeah, the last year John Wick died. James Bond also died. Oh my god. I wouldn't be shocked if Hollywood decides to do that with Sonic. Or maybe not Sonic, but do that with one of the characters. And and obviously it wouldn't be Robotnik. As in one of the good characters. To make way for one of the shitty ones. I'm just done with this. I'm just done with this announcement, guys. I've been going on too long. And I gotta end this. Alright, I gotta end this now. But that was my trailer reactions. I'll post the 2 trailers in the description below. Then I'll post the 2 trailers in the description below and you guys can check them out. But until then, guys, that will be it for this live stream. Thank you all for watching. If you like this and want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone.